Well, you probably saw me on Squares when I was guesting on Squares before I became the host.
No, no.
Was it? Oh, okay.
No, I'm.
You're not that.
I'm like 6 years old.
Okay. Well, I guested on Squares, and then in the 80s, they said they wanted to bring the show back because the host of Hollywood Squares was Peter Marshall. Remember, he was the incredible. Oh. He won all the Emmys, and I admired him so much. And he's 93, and he's still singing and doing shows. He started on Broadway as I did, so we used to talk about the Broadway days and all that. And then in '86, they said, well, my agent came to me and he said, we've got that television series for you that you've always wanted. And I said, great, I'm going to be an action hero. I'm going to be the $6 million man, or, you know, something. He said, no, it's a game show. It's called the Hollywood Squares. And at first, to be honest with you, I wanted to sing on TV because I started as a singer. And I said, well, I'm not going to sing on the show. And they said, no singing at all. And your center square is going to, not Paul Lynde, it's going to be Joan Rivers. And I've always admired her because you don't know that Joan Rivers acts dumb. She acts like she's, you know, whatever, and goofy, but she's Phi Beta Kappa. She's from Barnard College. She's so smart and such a hard worker. She passed away a couple of years ago, but I admired her so much. So, and Shadow Stevens was my announcer.
Yeah, it's the pipes.
He was a super stud, you know, it was just great. And so I enjoyed doing Squares. I like the idea of setting people up. It's the Merv Griffin attitude to make the stars shine, you know.
Yeah.
How can you make them be funny? But you know that on Hollywood Squares everything is written, right?
No!
Tell it.
Oh, yeah.
Say it
Oh,
isn't
how
so.
could you?
Oh, yeah. What? But no, shattered images. People like Tim Conway and Jonathan Winters and Robin Williams, that type of comedian is not what Paul Lynde was. Paul Lynde was great at reading a very funny line and making it funny like that, you know. For example, I came back to Hollywood Square. I've made a lot of mistakes in my career. I've made so many mistakes. And for 50 years, I've been doing this, Broadway and film and television. And one of the mistakes was my manager came to me in the 70s and said they want to do a new centerfold for Cosmopolitan magazine. Now, it's not nude. It was not nude. I was wearing a towel.
Sure.
I was wearing a towel. They made me Mr. February, which is the shortest month, but that has nothing. But so anyway, I took this stupid picture. Burt Reynolds was the centerfold in Cosmopolitan, and they wanted to do it again. Jim Brown is on one side, the famous football player, and they did, and wearing a towel, very draped, very appropriately. And I brought this picture back, but I was mostly just naked. And I brought it back and showed it to Paul Lynde on the Hollywood Squares. And he took one look at this picture and he said, well, you should have been the ambassador to underdeveloped country. It was a stupid thing. When they come to you and say to do the centerfold, don't do it, Danny.
I shan't. I won't.